Although the man is blind, his heart is not blind at all. He accurately strips off his wife's clothes and feels the other person's heartbeat with his hands. He was busy all night and was even more capable of tormenting the bride than a normal person. There's not a trace of joy on his face. He has been deceived at first. The matchmaker assured him that the second young master of the Yado family is talented and handsome. However, on the wedding day, it is only discovered that he is seriously ill. The deceived girl is named Yindi. Because her parents died early, she has been living with her elder brother and sister-in-law since childhood. After growing up, she helps out in her elder brother's sesame oil workshop. Yindi only wants to live a stable life. But she is just too beautiful, which has also caused a lot of trouble. Men are lusting after her beauty and often come to harass her. Yindi is not to be trifled with. Every time this happens, she will fight back. These men can't get any benefits. But her elder brother and sister-in-law are very worried about Yindi. After all, she is a grown girl. Getting married early is the safest choice, but Yindi already has someone she likes in her heart. This is the young clerk at the pharmacy opposite. Yindi often goes there to buy medicine. After coming and going, the two become familiar in the eyes of outsiders. They are a perfect match, with the man being talented and the woman being beautiful. But her sister-in-law doesn't agree with this matter. She dislikes the fact that the young man has no money. If Yindi marries him, she will still have to suffer. When the sister-in-law is in a dilemma, the matchmaker suddenly comes to the door. She wants to introduce Yindi to the second young master of the Yao family. The matchmaker highly praises the second young master, saying that he is handsome and has a gentle temperament. The most important thing is that his family is rich. The only drawback is that there is something wrong with his eyes. But it doesn't affect normal life. Moreover, there are servants in his yard who serve him all day long. The small problem is nothing at all. The second young master said that as long as Yindi is willing, he can offer 3 times the bride price to marry her. When the sister-in-law hears about 3 times the bride price, repay her eyes elder brother and sister-in-law for raising her, and also for herself. Yindi gets on the sedan chair of Yao's father. Also for herself. But when it comes to the wedding ceremony, she discovers that the dashing second young master, described by the matchmaker, is actually a disabled person who can't even take care of himself. Not only is he blind, but he also needs someone to support him when walking. But by now, Yindi has no chance to back out. Someone to support him when walking. What's worse, by now Yindi has no background. Her mother-in-law looks down on her because of her humble background. When paying respects in the morning, she finds fault with Yindi everywhere and sarcastically implies that she is an uncultured country bumpkin. Yindi acts meekly. She only hopes that her mother-in-law will return soon so that her life can be better. Her obedience is taken as weakness, and even the servants don't give her a good look. Or, oh, after the servants don't give her a good look. I came first, you two came last. Oh, after the old lady has finished eating, this is really outrageous. What a vulgar Yindi Taritara. After being scolded by the old lady, Yindi wants to talk to the two sisters-in-law. Unexpectedly, Yindi wants to talk to the two sisters-in-law. When the three are engaged in a verbal battle, the handsome third young master returns. The handsome third young master returns and doesn't let Yindi go. He always flirts with her and does so even in front of the third mistress. Doesn't let Yindi go. He always flirts with her and does so even in front of the third mistress. Feels an unprecedented sense of satisfaction. But she knows that unprecedented sense of family, she must have a child. But she knows she allows her husband to grope her freely and even guides him to turn off the light. She allows her husband to grope her freely and all this is done just to have a child. Yindi is very lucky. She soon becomes pregnant and gives birth to a boy smoothly. Now Yindi is honored because of her son, and her status in the family rises a lot. Her mother-in-law also becomes kind to her and even asks her sister-in-law from her mother's family to come and take care of her. And even asks her the 3 meals a day are also of the highest standard. The mother-in-law buys a lot of gifts for her grandson and fills the table. Coincidentally, the eldest mistress and the third mistress come to visit. Coincidentally, the eldest mistress and today the there is no one around. The third young master puts the child on the ground and can't wait to pounce on Yindi. Wonder what gift Yindi's elder brother will give in return. Yindi is also attracted to the handsome third young master. Just when they are about to take it a step further, the child suddenly starts crying. This cry and he has no young master come to his senses. For the sake of face and to gain the attention of her husband's family, the poor child also catches a cold because of this. When Yindi returns home, she is blamed by her husband for not taking good care of the child.
Today, there is
he
no
picks
one
up a teacup
around.
and
The
throws
third
it at
young
Yendi.
master
This
puts
makes
the child
Yendi
on the
hate
ground
him
and
even
can't
more.
wait to pounce on Yendi.
When sleeping at night, looking at her husband's
Yendi
ugly
is
face
also
and listening to
attracted
his
the
loud
handsome
snoring,
third young master.
everything
Just
makes her
when they are
feel
about to
desperate.
take it a step further, the child
Wendy
suddenly
comes
starts
to a
crying.
small room and takes out a white
This
silk
cry
scarf to hang
makes the
herself.
third young
However,
master come to
before
his
she can
senses.
succeed,
He
her
leaves
mother-in-law
Yendi and goes
actually
away.
passes away. Not
The
long
poor
after
child
her
also
mother-in-law's
catches a
death, the
cold
second
because
young
of this.
master also
When
dies of
Yendi
illness.
returns home, she is
Wendy
blamed by her
successfully
husband for
sends
not
off the
taking
two
good
people
care
she
of the
hates the most.
child.
After the funeral, the clan
He
leader
picks up a
immediately
teacup
comes to
and throws
divide
it
the
at
family
Yendi. This
property.
makes Yendi hate
Wendy
him
thinks
even
she
more.
can get a lot of property, but when she opens
When
the list,
sleeping
she
at
only
night,
gets some
looking at her
worthless
husband's
things and
ugly
nothing
face
else.
and listening to his loud snoring, everything makes her feel desperate.
Redistribution of property, but the elders in the
Wendy
family
comes
don't take
to
her
a small
seriously at
room
all.
and takes out a white silk
The
scarf.
third
to
young
hang
master,
herself.
who had an
However,
emotional
before she
entanglement
can
with her
succeed,
before, has also
mother-in-law
left her.
actually passes away.
Wendy
Not
cries
long after her
bitterly in
mother-in-law's
front of
death,
her
the second young master also
mother-in-law's
dies of
grave.
illness.
They are mother and son.
Wendy
How will they live in the
successfully sends off the two
future?
people she hates
Fortunately,
the
Yender
most.
is smart
After
and
the funeral,
capable.
the clan leader
In no
immediately
time,
comes
she
to
has
divide the
multiplied
family
this little
property.
property several times.
Wendy
One
thinks she
day,
can get
the
a lot of
long
property, but when
absent
she
third
opens
young
the list,
master
she only
suddenly
gets some
pays a
worthless
visit.
things and nothing else.
Wendy still has hope for him and thinks he has come to renew their relationship.
Distribution of property, but the
So
elders
she
in the
deliberately
family
dresses
don't
up
take
and
her
goes
seriously at all.
downstairs to meet him. Yendi asks the
third
servant
young
to prepare
master who had an
candlelight
emotional
dinner.
entanglement with her
The two
before
eat
has
and
also
chat
left
at the
her.
end. They lie down on the
Wendy
sofa.
cries bitterly in
However,
front of
at a
her
critical moment, there is a knock on the door.
mother-in-law's grave. They are mother and son. How will they
It
live
turns
in the
out that there are
future?
two debt
Fortunately,
collectors.
Yender
They
is
have been
smart and
following the
capable.
third young master.
In no time,
There is
she
no
has
other way
multiplied
but
this
to
little
knock on the
property
door and
several times.
disturb.
One
Only
day,
then does
the long
Yender
absent
realize
third
that the
young
third young
master
master is
suddenly
not
pays a
here
visit.
to relive the past,
Wendy
but
still
to
has
cheat
hope
her of
for
her
him and
money.
thinks he has come to renew their relationship.
She slaps him and finally drives.
So she deliberately
now, the bride
dresses
is
up and goes
extremely
downstairs
ugly.
to meet
Yendi
him.
is also
Yendi
annoyed
asks the
daily
servant to
in
prepare
front
a
of the girl.
candlelight
I
dinner.
can't say much.
The two eat and chat
I only
at the
hope
end.
that our
They lie
Reggie's
down
life
on the
won't be
sofa.
ruined by her
However,
after
at a
the
critical
pursuit.
moment,
She
there is a
always
knock on the
asks
door.
her son what he thinks of his wife.
It turns out that there are two debt collectors. They have
Is the
been
new
following
wife
the third young
good?
master.
What's good about
There
her?
is
Tell
no
me
other
what's
way
not good
but
about
to
her.
knock
Tell
on the
me
door
too.
and disturb. Only then does Yender realize
Ha, ha,
that the
ha,
third
you
young
little
master
villain.
is not
I'll beat
here
you
to
to death.
relive the past,
After
but to
learning
cheat
the
her of her
secret from
money.
her son, Yendi spreads the
She
secret of her
slaps him and
daughter-in-law
finally drives
everywhere.
everyone out of the door. Daily,
The
be careful.
daughter-in-law
I'll settle
dares not
scores with you.
speak out with resentment piling up for
Be
too
careful.
long.
Yendi
She actually
is just
falls ill.
bluffing unexpectedly. The
After
third young
Yendi knows
master
the
really starts to
situation,
take
instead
revenge
of
on her.
worrying, she is
The
afraid
groom
that
is
she will
eagerly looking
infect her
forward
son
to
with the
lifting
disease.
the bride's veil, but the bride's face scares him so
Immediately,
much that
she
he steps
orders the
back
servant to lock the
repeatedly.
daughter-in-law in the
The
woodshed.
groom is immediately unhappy.
Wendy
He
starts
goes
to
reason
worry
with
this
Yendi. How
newly
could she
married
find such an
daughter-in-law
ugly
is
wife
probably
for him?
not going to live
Yendi
long.
is also now the bride
But
is
she hasn't had a
extremely
grandson
ugly.
yet. After
Yendi is
thinking
also
it
annoyed
over,
daily
Yendi
in front of
finally
the girl.
decides
I
to
can't
marry
say
her
much.
servant Anya to her son.
I only
First,
hope
it
that
saves
our
money.
Reggie's life
Second,
won't
dog
be
meat
ruined
is
by her
beautiful
after
and
the
healthy.
pursuit.
She's sure to
She
give
always
birth to a
asks
big
her
fat
son
boy.
what he thinks
The
of
two
his
hold a
wife.
wedding soon. On the wedding day, she also
Is the new
goes to
wife
pay
good?
respects
What's
to the
good
eldest
about her?
mistress.
Tell me what's not good about
The
her.
woman
Tell me
lies
too.
on the bed and forces a smile. This
Ha,
stimulation
ha, ha,
makes
you
her
little
condition
villain.
worse.
I'll beat you to death.
A few days later, her family members come to visit. Their words imply that they blame Yendi's family for not taking good care of their daughter.
The daughter-in-law dares
Wendy
not
is not
speak
happy
out
and
with
immediately
resentment
moves a chair
piling
and
up
yells
for
at the
too long.
door daily.
She
"If you can't
actually
get used to
falls
this life,
ill.
don't marry here."
After Yendi knows the situation,
It's like inviting an
instead of
ancestor. If you
worrying,
want to go
she
back,
is
just go
afraid
back.
that
Thank
she will
goodness.
infect her son.
I think
with
you
the
dislike
disease.
Dong-ri. She occupies the position, but doesn't do what a wife
she
should
orders
do.
the servant to lock the daughter-in-law.
She doesn't
in the
want a man
woodshed.
and demands a separate
Wendy
room in
starts
bed.
to
What's
worry
the
this
purpose of
newly
having a
married
daughter-in-law? Is probably not going to live long. Now, mistress coughs so hard in
But
the
she
woodshed
hasn't had a
that
grandson
she
yet.
can't argue back.
Thinking it over,
Nor can she
Yendi
win against her
finally
mother-in-law.
decides to
She can
marry
only
her
sulk by
servant
herself
Anya to
soon.
her son.
Dong-mi gives birth
First
to a
it saves
son.
money. Second,
She
Dog Meat
secures
is
her
beautiful
position
and
as the young
healthy.
mistress.
She's
Yendi
sure to
is
give
very
birth
kind
to a
to
big
her,
fat
but she
boy.
won't even give a bite
The
of
two
food to
hold a
the
wedding
eldest
soon
mistress.
on the wedding day.
That night,
she also
the
goes
eldest
to
mistress
pay
actually
respects
comes
to the
downstairs,
eldest mistress.
dressed neatly.
The
Yendi is
woman lies on
annoyed
the
when
bed
she
and
sees her
forces
and
a
immediately
smile.
asks
This
someone to send her
stimulation
back
makes
to the
condition
woodshed.
worse.
The eldest mistress
A few
is
days
already
later,
on the
her
verge
family
of
members
death that
come to
night.
visit,
She
their
dies in
words
the
imply
woodshed.
that they blamed Yendi's
Wendy
family for not
indifferently
taking good
contacts
care
her
of their
family
daughter.
members and asks them to take this
Wendy
plague
is
god
not
away.
happy and immediately moves a chair and
Later,
yells at the
with the
door
turmoil
daily,
of
if you
war
can't
and
get used to
chaos
this
everywhere,
life, don't marry here.
Yendi and her son hide in the room
It's like
and
inviting
smoke
an
opium
ancestor.
all
If you want to
day.
go back, just go back. Thank goodness.
She has lost the
I
will
think
to
you
live.
dislike Donna
Her
May.
elder brother and
She
sister-in-law
occupies
still
the
come to
position,
borrow
but
money
doesn't
as
do what a
usual.
wife should do.
But Yendi doesn't have much
She
money
doesn't want a
either.
man
She
who
always
demands a
resents
separate
that if
room
she
and
hadn't
bed. What's
chosen
the
the
purpose of
second
having a
young
wife? Isn't it
master
for
back
having
then, but had
descendants?
firmly
Teddy
married the younger John Clark at the medicine store. Would she be happier now? Unfortunately, life doesn't give her a chance to choose again.
Her mother-in-law, she can only help by herself soon.
Dogmania gives birth to a son.
The whole film ends when a daughter-in-law becomes a mother-in-law. She inflicts all the misfortunes she has suffered on her daughter-in-law. Even if the daughter-in-law is not ugly, she will torture her in other ways because Yendi has resentment in her heart.
She sees her and immediately
Her
asks
whole
someone
life
to
is
send her
spent in
back to the
resentment.
woodshed.
She resents that she
Eldest
has no
mistress
parents'
is
love.
already on the verge
She
of death
resents
that
that
night.
her elder
She
brother
dies
and
in the woodshed.
sister-in-law only value
Wendy
wealth and don't
indifferently
care about
contacts
her
family
happiness.
members and asks them to take
She
this place
resents
out
that
away.
the matchmaker talked nonsense
Later,
and
with the
deceived her into
turmoil
getting
of war and
married.
chaos everywhere.
After
Yendi and
marriage,
her
her
son hide
resentment
in
is
the room
even
and
stronger.
smoke
She
opium all
resents
day.
that her husband is blind.
She has lost